Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about the latest developments involving Donald Trump, Judge Juan Merchan, and of course the ongoing legal drama surrounding that infamous gag order. Now, stick with me because this is quite the tangled web, but I'm here to make it simple. So first off, the United States Supreme Court is not stepping in to mess with Judge Merchan as he decides when and if he'll sentence Trump for those 34 felony convictions in New York. And they're also not lifting the gag order Judge Merchan put in place almost 2 years ago. That's right. The gag order still stands, much to Trump's dismay. But before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. Recent appeal was filed arguing that the gag order violated the First Amendment, particularly the freedom of the press. The idea was that reporters couldn't ask Trump questions about Judge Merchan and his family, and Trump couldn't respond because of the gag order. They basically claimed this stifled the press's rights, but the reasoning they gave, well, it's flimsy at best. Your main argument boiled down to two things. First, that Judge Merchan's daughter works for Democratic fundraising causes, and second, that his wife has a job too.
Yep.
You heard me, his wife has a job. Apparently, some people in Trump's camp think women shouldn't work, vote, or heaven forbid, have reproductive rights. But let's dig deeper. For the daughter, the claim is that because she works in Democratic fundraising, it somehow makes Judge Merchan biased. Courts have looked at this repeatedly and said, nope, not an issue. His daughter's job doesn't influence his ability to be fair and impartial. There's no evidence of a financial connection between them that would create bias. Judge Merchan doesn't work for her company. He doesn't get paid by her, and there's no conflict here. Fin note to the wife. Judge Merchan's wife, Lara, has been a career prosecutor for about 30 years. At one point, her career overlapped with New York Attorney General Letitia James for about 3 years. That's it. So Letitia James isn't even involved in this case. This case was prosecuted by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. So, again, there's no actual overlap or conflict. Laura's job is completely unrelated. Despite all this, one podcaster tried to use these points to argue for lifting the gag order. Honestly, it feels more like a publicity stunt for their show. They brought the case to the appellate division in New York back in May 2024, and the court firmly denied it. Their reasoning, the gag order is necessary to maintain fairness and integrity in the judicial process. You can't just let Trump say whatever he wants if it jeopardizes the case or endangers people involved. But of course they didn't stop there. They filed an emergency petition with the U.S. Supreme Court, which first went to Justice Sonia Sotomayor since she handles cases from New York. She reviewed it and denied it in October. Not satisfied, they refiled, and this time it landed with Justice Samuel Alito since Trump now resides in New Jersey. And guess what? Alito denied it too. That's essentially the Supreme Court saying this gag order is valid. Move on. So where does this leave us? Well, Trump still has to abide by the gag order, both in this New York State case and in the federal case involving Judge Chutkan's gag order. And honestly, if I were Trump, I'd tread carefully. Violating the gag order could lead to harsher consequences when it comes time for sentencing. Judge Merchan hasn't sentenced him yet, but this kind of behavior could definitely influence that decision. There's some buzz about Trump rewarding one of his former lawyers, Alina Habba, with another gig, despite her, let's say, less than stellar record, but we'll save that for another video. For now, the takeaway is the gag order stays. The courts aren't buying these flimsy arguments about Judge Merchan being biased just because his wife and daughter have jobs. This isn't the 1940s working women don't disqualify judges. Because it's 2024, folks. Time to let that idea... All right. That's all for today's update. Don't forget to subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.